Joining me is Poonam Muttreja, the Executive Director of the Population Foundation of India. Thank you, ma'am, for speaking to NDTV. How do you see the Congress in Rajasthan promising to bring IVF under government health insurance cover? Clearly, this is what the party has said in its manifesto, and it is also one way of addressing the stigma around infertility, isn't it?
Absolutely. And also, there is a stigma around infertility, but also it's a step in the right direction because it deals with the issue of reproductive rights. So women and men who wish to have a child but cannot have a child, or women who wish to delay the child, it's very important that they have access to infertility treatment, which is very expensive and can only be afforded by the rich. So this brings in equality for those who can't afford infertility treatment. And secondly, our program is not anymore population control and even family planning. We call it the family welfare program. And this will deal with welfare because the numbers are huge. I believe the data shows that close to 27 million individuals in India are infertile, and most of them wish to have a child. But only thing I would say is that why is it only for, as this policy says, childless couples? Why can't we have it for single women? Why can't we have for those who have one child and wish to have a second child? So I wish it was more inclusive, but I really welcome it because it's a step in the right direction and it looks at welfare of society.
Ma'am, experts also say that there's been a significant rise in couples seeking medical assistance to have a baby over the past few years, and IVF treatment is primarily offered in the private sector where the cost of the treatment cycle could amount to lakhs. Do you think it's time for more government hospitals to get into the space?
Absolutely, government should get into it, and government should also negotiate prices with the private sector. And prices cost will come down, and the price will come down when the demand increases. Right now, as I said, it's only the rich and the upper middle class who can afford this treatment. So if the government can work out with the private sector a lower rate for those who are insured under the government schemes, I think we can work in the right direction. It's been done for cesarean cases. It's done for so many other areas where the private sector partnership is there, and the government is always talking about public-private partnership. And it's important for the private sector to step up and respect women's rights, reproductive rights, and provide services which are lower price. And I am certain the cost of the treatment will go down once the demand increases, which it will in this, given the step that Rajasthan government has taken.
Ma'am, I was talking to some political people and they say that declining fertility in some states, including Rajasthan, is being cited as a reason that political parties are actually thinking of issues like fertility rate and IVFs. How valid are these concerns?
So, as fertility declines in many parts of India, there is going to be a situation that China ultimately will reach when our population stabilizes totally and fertility is declining in more states. We'll have a situation where we won't have a young working age population and we'll have large number of older people. And when we have large number of older people, we're in a country where social security is not there. Plus, for our economy, we need a large population of working age in India and everywhere. And when we see countries like Japan, Korea, China, the example today for us is to have a stable population decline. And also when the decline happens, at a much faster pace, which it will happen 2060 onwards, we will have in place infertility treatment, which is more accessible, which is also a reproductive right of people. And finally, I would like to say that the countries who have minus population or very low population growth or no population growth at all have infertility treatment in place. For example, China as a way of providing not just reproductive rights, but it is providing the opportunity for a population not to decline totally. And finally, you know, to do it for the right reason is the right thing to do. So introducing IVF and dealing with infertility when Rajasthan is not at a stage which Kerala and many other states, southern states are, where they have minus growth rates, or Sikkim, which is very worried about the lack of increase in any fertility. I would like to say that doing it for the right reason makes me very happy.
Oh, that's very interesting. So, ma'am, we finally have IVF on a political party's manifesto, but is it also the time to examine the ways in which political parties have addressed reproductive rights? And do you think it's time to increase conversations about political conversations about access to contraceptives or adolescent sexuality or even forced sterilizations, because these are very difficult conversations to have?
We need to, this is an opportunity and an example for us to go in the direction of, that's why I'm referring to this as this step as a reproductive right. And I do have to say that Rajasthan is the first state government which has health as a right. So there are opportunities to do that in Rajasthan, and the work on with young people on sexual reproductive health, ending teenage pregnancy. We've received a lot of support from the Rajasthan government, and Rajasthan has taken good steps where health is concerned, and they could be a good example, and I'm sure other states will emulate this. And in a broader way, reproductive rights beyond only dealing with fertility, on the issues that you have mentioned, especially age at marriage, reproductive health care, greater access to family planning. Rajasthan still needs it. Rajasthan needs more temporary methods. Rajasthan needs to still deal with teenage pregnancy, and political parties are at least moving in the right direction from no reproductive rights perspective to what we are seeing in Rajasthan today. I'm very, very hopeful that other states will pick this up.
Thank you, Dr. Muttreja, for joining us.